All right, the season is upon us. We're almost ready for stage number 1. Last video, if you guys got to see the boat breakdown, I went through some of the stuff, but I didn't get to go super deep into every compartment, everything that I have rigged, how I have everything set up. So I'm going to show you all of that right now. All right, so you guys got to see the boat before it was wrapped, a little bit of what went down. Now I'm going to show you guys everything inside this boat. I still have a couple things I got to put away. Of course, you got to have a backup prop, right? You got to have that. It's actually 2 backup props in this boat. Just in case I hit something, you got to be ready to roll. That right there is a must-have. But sort of giving you guys a breakdown of everything in this boat and why I have it set up the way I do. I'm going to tell you like the tackle side of it, what I do, what I have, all that good stuff. But first off, let's talk about the rod box on this right-hand side. 40 rods right now ready to roll. Probably could put 1 or 2 more, so maximum 40, probably 2. You probably won't need that in your boat, but it is nice to have. I don't like having a sliding tackle storage or the rod like, you know, like a lot of boats have like a tubing where you put your guides in there. Typically that messes them up, so I really go for just having like rod socks and just being able to put those on there and be ready to roll. But I have, you know, everything from crankbaits to jigs, drop shots, to chatterbaits, to jerk baits. I mean, I don't want to go crazy in here, but there's a lot of different stuff that are all down in here. I mean, it's a lot. So, and then when we get back from Conroe, we'll revamp all this, and then we'll go and we'll take that out, and then we'll sort of figure out what we're going to do for Florida. So this is sort of just like the thinking time, the process, like, all right, what we need, what we not need. Do you need this many rods? I don't know. I like having it, especially for practice. We only have 2 days of practice this year. So having 40 rods rigged and ready to roll allows for me to say, if I have, like, say, for instance, say I want to throw a DT6, and then I'm throwing DT6, and I'm like, man, I really wish I had a speed trap tied on. Well, I already have a speed trap tied on right here on the rod. You know, I'll probably put it back here on the passenger side over here. Probably put it on this area. I put it over that way. I just sort of leave them there. I can grab it real quick rather than, you know, trying to tie one on real quick here and like that. I'm just, boom, pull it out. Oh, yeah, that's it. And then, boom, you catch one. It gives you a clue. Boom, you're ready to roll. Because, like, I mean, practice, especially with minimal amount of practice this year, that's going to be, or a little bit less practice. For the last year, we had 3 days. That's what I did. So that guy right there is awesome. I don't have slam latches in my boat. These are not slam latches, but the reason behind that, slam latches typically, they can leak. So that was sort of one thing that opted not to go with slam latches. It's not an option on Icon, but that was sort of as we went through the process of everything and went through like, all right, man, slam latches are cool. They're not completely waterproof. So don't want a whole bunch of water in there, obviously. So go in the tackle storage system. Let's go in here in the center. This is what was not set up last time. Of course, you got to have it. This is the top drawer of the tackle storage system. And I'm sort of perfecting some stuff here. I typically put like some of my lighter stuff up this way. Of course, some treble hooks is something that I really like to do, is putting treble hooks, like a treble hook box. Because, like, of course, jerk baits, crank baits, top water, something you do that the whole season. Definitely, even if you're a weekend angler, right, and you're just going out ever so often, great to have a replacement treble hook box. Maybe you don't have to have it as big as this one right here, but maybe a smaller one that works for you. Get some of your favorite trebles. I mean, I have everything from, you know, I mean, these are all hybrids right here. These are all red lines. These are some random hooks that I throw every once in a while, some big spoon hooks that I had. Just sort of a hodgepodge of hooks. I mean, even got some dang random, like, chartreuse and pink hooks. I don't really know why I put them in there, but I said, why not? Like, why not? Why not, right? So put that there. It's ready to roll. Of course, I have some, like, random stuff from, like, Rocco's. I need to put, these are all my Mavericks, but I have to put a label. That's it reminds me. Got to label that. Because I won't know what's going on. I'm getting smart this year. Line stripper. Hey, listen. For I don't know why I've had these all, like, for a while now, but I've never ever had one on my boat. And I'm like, just put it in your dang tackle storage and you zip it off and you reel some line on. We got it this year, so we'll have 10 more minutes to talk smack to DC and the whole group this year. So that'll be fun. Of course, some other stuff, you know, some red craw hedgehogs, something I like for the back of a trailer. And this is really cool as well. So These little dudes right here, I'll show you sort of how they come. These are like little boxes that I put like trailer hooks in them, and miscellaneous stuff from different heads and random stuff that I have. These are sort of cool to put it. They work perfectly in the tackle storage system, and I can just sort of lay them in there, and I have like rivets and pegs, straight shank hooks, some random stuff, beads, just random things, and I have them labeled. I'll show you sort of how they come first. Hold on. This right here is like from Hobby Lobby. So right here, for instance, these are all from Hobby Lobby. This is like Hobby Lobby. This is like a total of $10 or $12 or $15. It probably is $20 now, but listen, it's pretty cool. Now, is it as good as some of the other stuff that's going on, like the other planos and Rapala boxes and stuff like that? Is quality? No, it's not. I mean, it'll break. It is part of it, but it is nice to have in these scenarios right here. I literally organize this stuff, put it on there, small minnow heads, this wheelo, this, random stuff. Put it in there. I have jigs, I have chatterbaits, I have spinnerbaits, all set up like in boxes like these, okay? So then I can literally pull them out, put them in there, pull it back out if it's another tournament, and I'll have a system in place where everything is organized. Now, do you need this much? If you don't have a lot of tackle, then you probably don't need that. But for me, it's a game changer, especially game changer. If you get that, you'll get. If you watch, you'll know. So comment below if you know what that's from. But it just when I said game changer. Anyway, we're gonna put this one up. So that is what we have up here. I have a lot of my crankbaits. I don't have any of my plastics up here right now. And then if I slide this tackle storage system back, of course I have some jowlers, chatterbaits, traps, mooch minnows, some football jigs, just random stuff that I have sort of ready to roll for the rest of the deal. So I have to lock that in place. Don't forget to do that. Lock. Really important thing as well. For those of you who end up using like inflatable life jackets, something that I'm doing this year, I'm putting backup life jackets up front. So if I have 3 officials in my boat, or 2 official camera guy and myself, if I'm using an inflatable, if I don't have it on, a lot of states don't, that doesn't count as a life jacket. You have to have it on your person, and you get a ticket for it. So always having the backup, and these are like, they weigh nothing. So I'm gonna put them on the front of my tackle storage system, so that way, boom, I just have them up there. They need them, pull them out. Here you go, done, no problem, no questions asked. You move on and you get back to your fishing. So that is good to go there. I'm gonna slide over here to this side. There's really nothing crazy in here. Just a practice box, and it needs sort of sad. So only thing I have practice, I have like some hitchhikers, some shrink tubing to put on hooks if I'm like catching a lot of fish and I don't want to catch them, stuff like that. I do have a lighter somewhere here too, so just some random stuff like that, and that's where like my black boxes are at, some random boxes and nothing too crazy. So actually these couple scales, got having scales ready to roll. I'll have to organize that a little bit more before tournament starts. Jumping in to right here. This is something that I'm playing around with right now that I definitely want to play. I want to do. It's not perfected. Okay, so I have all of my weights, drop shot, 3/8, half, whatever. All these are the VMC. I bought like these vitamin bottles, but they're a little bit big, so I need to go a little smaller. But they have like my quarters. So these are all like the VMC new VMC tungsten 1/4 ounce. Boom, put them in there. These are also really good free rig weights. So I have all that, but then I also have, and down in here you'll be able to see a little bit of it all from, I mean, I'll probably take a lot of this stuff out, like and put in the back of my truck, the stuff I don't need. But that was just sort of like, I thought, how do I want to do this? And I'm like, look, if you have them, like if I can get these a little bit smaller, I'll show you actually where I want to put them at. So of course, all my flipping weights, drop shot weights. Now, is there too much weight in there? Probably, but I probably won't need all the drop shot weights and everything in there. But like, if I'm up north, obviously I'm gonna have a lot of drop shot weights. If I'm down in Florida, I'm gonna have a lot of flipping weights, right? You know, so I can put stuff in, take stuff out. The only thing that I don't know about yet is having like a little small box that just has a few weights in there. So a lot of times I'll have a box that has like maybe 3 punching weights and just a few drop shot weights, just in case I get in a position where I need to have that. Because a lot of times we don't know, like there's times you're gonna be like fishing and you're like, dude, I wish I had this, right? So I don't want to have to carry everything, but that was something that that I thought about. Okay, so tackle and hooks this year, I got this like the OCD box. I'm not sure, BKK makes this one. And I just basically made all the hooks, like all my VMCs that I like, all the VMC, I just took those ones, like all the BKKs out of like, and I just put VMCs in them, is what I did. I just thought it was makes the most sense. So I actually bought a kit because you couldn't get them, and I just said, heck with it. I'm gonna put those out, so I have literally my number 6 Nico hooks all the way down to 1/0 finesse weedless Nicos. So it's all the way down to a 2/0 here. This is a regular Nico, a finesse Nico, and then there's weedless Nicos number 2, number 1, and 1/0. Flipping hooks, 4/0 hooks, wide get red line hooks. I have a couple of these I have to sort of like rename, but I mean there's even a couple of them that don't have anything in them. I don't think this guy has. That's the only problem with it I see that has something in it right there, but I just think it's hard to get. It's a really good idea, but it doesn't fit perfectly. I mean, I get it, but it's just, you know, if it was perfect, it's awesome. But I did like it just because you have like, I put all my drop shot hooks that I use and all that stuff all in here rather than that. So I just added it and jam packed it. Some random drop shot hooks in here. Then I have 1/0 Nicos with nothing on, like not a weedless, so it's like more of like a just wacky hook. And then 32nd, a 16th, 3/64, 3/32, 1/8 nail weights. So I have all my nail weights designed in there, shaky heads, everything pretty much terminal tackle for the most part is in there except for my weights. So all that's right there. Now I'm not sure how this is gonna play out. The only reason I don't really like this yet, the only problem is it doesn't really fit in a tackle storage spot really well, and it takes up too much room. So I have to take a slot out to make it fit, and then it's taking up too much room for really how big the box is. So I might switch this around, but that's how I'm gonna start off the season with, and then if I hate it, then you're gonna see it not at all in any of my videos. That's basically what's gonna happen. But I will show you what I wanna do. Hold on. Over here, this is what I really wanna do, is I want these to be smaller, and then like I can get smaller ones, and then I can just put them right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have like 3/16, quarter, you know, 5/16, 3/8, halves, and I have all of those ready to roll right there. That is gonna be the move. A little bit late in the season, I had this idea, like a little bit closer to the season starting, so I didn't get a chance to actually get like, I think I bought like 50 of these for 30 bucks or something like that, whatever. That was my mindset, was like, if I could just do that, then I could have these set up, have all your stuff there. Now, I still have to figure out my hook setup. I might have to revamp that, but if I do that, then I'll be like dialed in for at least like flipping tournaments and all that stuff. And you know, I mean, you don't need like, I mean, drop shot weights, you can lose drop shot weights, but I mean, and I put a couple more up there, but whatever. So we'll figure that out as the season goes on. So I'm gonna put that in there. Okay, so back here, I have to secure him down. He's not all the way ready to roll, but he will be secure. I'm gonna put him in the back of the truck before we leave. This is a push pull. I don't know if I'm gonna need it at Conroe, but we're gonna need it some point in time throughout the season. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Actually, hopefully not. We're not trying to pull MDJ, roll up on a mud flat on the James River. We're not trying to do that. Not us. Probably will happen, but we're not trying to do that. Center console. What do I have inside the center console? Nothing too crazy. This guy right here. Keep my ears warm. 90% of all your heat comes out of your ears, or your head, right? Is that what it is? Something like that? Something like that? Something like that. I'll believe it, because these ears are dang cold. In addition to that, sunscreen. Do not forget to get some sunscreen. This is not sponsored. It's some like higher end stuff, right? Shiseido. It's like from Japan, like Japanese sunscreen. It's like higher end stuff. This stuff is sick. No joke, awesome. Like goes on, it's a stick, 50 plus clear sunscreen for like all your, like your nose, like, you know, your whole face and stuff. Yeah. I actually gotta get some more of that. Like I think it's like $30 a dang stick. So it's pretty expensive, but I'm telling you, when you like try something else out and then you use that and you're like, you're not burnt at the end of the day, you're gonna be like, I'm just saying. So, of course, you gotta make sure you have a scale. All them people that be talking about how I catch all these 10 pounders, it ain't real unless you weighed it. I don't care if you're in practice, it was a 12, it was a Sharon Lunker, I don't care. If you didn't weigh it, it was a guess. That's all it was. Of course, you gotta have some Basket Saber screen cleaner. We had enough screens on this boat. We got it ready to roll. That's all good to go. Not everything's in there, but you know, I have some stuff that I'll probably add to it before practice starts. It's good to go. Hopping back here to the back of my boat, I have a drop-in tub. Sort of like I said, I have Onyx life jackets. They've always been great. Some Dude wipes, you gotta have those. Old Trapper multi-tool, bought that because of Nick. Another set of Dude wipes for DC because you know he ain't got them. I don't have everything perfect. I have a 10 millimeter, of course some ropes, multimeter, you gotta make sure you have your voltage. I have the full voltage of what's going on right here, 39.7 and 13.3. You can see that, but that is like just having an additional thing if there's one battery that's dead and another one's not, because a lot of them are running parallel. I can troubleshoot which battery is an issue. You gotta have first aid kit. Flares. Don't need this in every particular, you don't need a flare kit everywhere. Some Great Lakes, they actually say you have to, like I think on the St. Lawrence River you do. Make sure your flare kit's up to date. But to me, like it's something that as much as we spend all the time on the water, it's a good idea. Like you get stuck out there and it's freezing cold one night, or you get on something, you get in trouble, to be able to run back there and shoot a flare off. I sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, that's just something you need in your boat at all times. It doesn't cost that much. It's something to have, without a doubt. So it could save your life. Toolkit. So just having a good socket set is great to have. Typically, if there's something wrong with the battery, that's when we use this the most. Any little thing, that, like if there's an issue or anything, which I haven't had, thankfully, knocking on wood, but that is something you gotta be ready to roll. If there's something, a terminal's loose or something's happening, you gotta make sure to be able to tighten that up. Okay, so jumping on the back in the battery compartment. This is something that I love from Bob's Machine Shops. They have this system where your prop is set up like a spare prop kit. So I have it fits perfectly back here in this icon. I'm like ready to roll. Have this tightened down, another 24 pitch, ready to roll. Of course, Millertech's 135 amp hour batteries run parallel. They're ready to rock. This dual charger is killer, absolutely freaking awesome. This thing has been great. And then I have a backup transducer. So anything happens, you take a chunk out of something, he's ready to roll. I do need to, that reminds me, I need to like wrap this guy up. So on the passenger side, I have all of my batteries. For my trolling motor batteries, I have two 36 volt, 60 amp hour lithiums. These are Millertech's, and then I have a backup Millertech right here. He's always ready to roll as well. That is a bad little dude. It has a quick disconnect system. I said that in the other video, but this is something like a quick disconnect that allows me to sort of, if anything ever happens, I have a backup 36, disconnect this guy right here, plug it in right there, I'm ready to rock. Also, that dual charger, it charges this over here, and then when I want to charge this one, say I charge this one all the way up, and I had to use this one day, I charge him up, then I charge him up as well, so then I'm good to go. Just to fail safe, if anything ever was to happen, I have some more power out there on the water, and it's important. I have all of I have some spinnerbaits, and then I have all of my Crush City stuff in here. All the Crush City stuff from Bronco bugs, cleanup crawls, mares, freeloaders, of course, regular mares, janitors, chatterbait, freeloaders, Ned BLTs, hedgehogs. All of it is set up, ready to roll inside of this box because that's the majority of the weight. And so like when I'm running in my boat and like I have a lot of weight myself, the console on the starboard side of the boat, I have a lot more weight on that side of the boat, right? So you'll go down through here, you want to run to where, so I have a little bit more weight over here, so that way when I'm out there by myself for those practice days, I can, basically, there's another 75 pounds on this side that's ready, just really sort of helping sort of level out the boat, if you will. All right, so last but not least, of course, we got the Ultrex Quest trolling motor. Trolling motor's awesome. You guys have seen a lot of setup. I have a 13, Apex 13, HCS 12, and HCS 16. So that's sort of my setup for this season right now. I only have this guy on there. I go back and forth on the 360. In the original video, I had 360 on there. This one, I sort of took it off for right now. I'm just gonna, like if I fish shallow, 360 can be a little bit of a pain, but if I'm completely fishing offshore, 360 is awesome. And we can only use 360 in live scope or active target like I have right here for one period this year. So that's gonna change things up a little bit. We have designated period that you have to designate the period that you're gonna utilize it. So I'm gonna have to figure out when, if I am gonna try to utilize that, when is that gonna be throughout the tournament, and figuring out day-to-day is gonna be something that's gonna add another layer of strategy to that. All right, so that is it for the boat walkthrough portion of this deal. It's time to get on the road, and we got about a 14-hour drive to Lake Conroe, and that weather has been awful chilly this week. Hoping it's a little bit warmer there. We're gonna find out. We'll see you guys here in a second. That's another great gas station. You know that? It's 11 degrees outside right now. We're freezing. We're cold. I don't know why I took my other jacket off. I was layered up because I knew it was so cold, but we're heading south to Texas. It's not even any better in Texas. They just had snow. 2 to 4 inches. Hey, welcome to 2025. The season starts now. So, biggest pet peeve while I'm driving is when you have these roads that are like small as they already are, like 2-lane road. Rumble strips are right on the white line. Like, look, it's a big old truck, got a big old boat. Hit them rumble strips, like they're like right there, not like off the shoulder. They're the shoulder. I mean, it's unbelievable. You can't. I don't know if you guys can see it, but listen. I'd much rather be over that line than over that line. Think your big old Mack truck just not that one. We ain't going that way. I'm just being honest. That is. So we are like right now. We are over 12 hours into the drive of the 16-hour drive. We actually had one part back there that they shut down the highway. Okay, that was a bad idea that was need that back there. They shut down the highway. Literally shut it down. No more. And we're actually heading down. We're making a pit stop. So we got to stop in Katy, Texas. So you guys get to see a little bit of the backstory of like, it's not always just going straight to the lake, reeling them all in, you know what I'm saying? So some of this is actually heading to Katy, Texas, where is the headquarters of Academy Sports and Outdoors, of course. And so I have meetings the next couple of days, sort of developing some cool stuff on the back burner. You guys don't know any of this stuff yet, but there's some stuff that we're working on together, and you'll know more later on in the season. But all of this is the behind the scenes of like some of the stuff that I do on a day-to-day basis. Like, you don't get to see this. You get to see me out there reeling bass in and running around every which way, trying to catch as many as I can. But this is the business side of it, going here. And then maybe, hopefully, go reel a few fish in before we have to head to Conroe. It's supposed to rain pretty hard now. Giving you guys a little backstory, Texas just had like the biggest cold front, which is the whole southeast. I mean, the whole country pretty much had a giant cold front. So they just had 2 to 4 inches of snow. Yes, Houston, crazy. I was talking to my buddy in Florida in the Panhandle. They have 4 to 8 inches. It was just insane, right? So I'm not exactly sure that's going to affect the bass, but MDJ said this yesterday to me. We were talking. He's like, man, what I come to find out is that weather don't affect them bass that bad at all. They got to deal with what it is. I'm like, I know. So hoping that's the case, Mark. I'm hoping that's the case. It's down here around Houston, Texas, Katy, Texas, actually. We're going to stop in over here at the Longhorn, grab a spot to eat, head, check into our hotel, which is probably about 3 miles that way, and then get us some shut-eye. Been a 14-and-a-half-hour drive so far to this point. We've not eaten anything. Zero. Nothing. I've actually been fasting all day. No joke. It's actually 9 o'clock. Probably shouldn't even be eating right now. But I'm going to go in here and get a little piece of salmon, call it good. And we're going to check in with you guys in the morning. How about that? All right. See ya. Check engine light went on. Stop. Exhaust leak. We got a major exhaust leak in the truck so far. Stopped at one dealership, and they told us that they could not help us out. We needed a new sensor. Couldn't help us out. So we're on to the next dealership 15 minutes away, crossing our fingers, hoping that we can get there. And hopefully, fingers crossed, get this issue figured out. So it's just the glamorous lifestyle we live out here on the road, guys. Glamorous. You want to be a bass pro, huh? Part of it. Yeah, that's why that was my mindset. guys, that's a wrap. We just got a little behind the scenes the last 2 days here at Academy headquarters in Katy, Texas. Had an awesome meetings, and you know, this is the behind the scenes. You don't get to see everything, but I promise you there's something really big coming. Something that I've worked a long time and this team's awesome, but I can't really hit on that quite yet. Just know it's gonna come this spring, and you'll start to see some of it here soon, but anyway, we got some work to do. We're actually gonna go fishing. This is my favorite lake, probably one of my favorite lakes in all of Texas. Sort of one of my, I wanna say I caught my first fish in Texas on this lake. So we're gonna go a little bit northy here, pretty good fishing, see if we can catch one. Let's go. All right, so we've made it to our next location. We're actually here in LaGrange, Texas, which is very close to a lake called Fayette County. Gonna go mess around over there, see if we can catch a few fish. Actually, I have to film a bait that's not out yet. Oh, shocker, we're talking about all this stuff that's not even out. And which is a lot of what I have to do, because like you guys get to see some of the cool stuff that goes down like 6 months later. But yeah, so I'm going to the lake that probably it's gonna be the best chance to showcase how awesome this bait is. So hoping it all comes together. A little bit of fishing. Figured it out. There we go. Big old headed son of a gun. Oh, come on. Get up here. Couldn't help it. You had to eat that jam. You had to eat it. Oh. I know. Actually, like a post spawner. Uh-huh. All right. It's like fun. All right. Janitor bass. Another 18-incher. Yeah. Oh. That's the kind you need. A nice one. Okay, so switch it up. I'm here. There you go. Nice little fish, probably a 4-pounder. Dust dang, knock off that dust. Beautiful fish for sure. All right, we can leave now. We can go now. Let this guy go. All right, that was fun. So caught a few fish, been rigging a few rods. Caught that one on a janitor, and now we're gonna probably pack our stuff up here. Might make a couple more casts and probably head our way down to old Conroe. See if we can't dial that place. I got a feeling it's gonna be a little harder to catch them there than it might be here. We hadn't really had much time to fish this place. It's a great fishery, but hadn't dialed them in today necessarily. But we got the things we needed out of the trip. Got the kinks worked out of the boat. Got some rods rigged. Made sure everything's working properly. And now we got the trip to head to Conroe. Okay, so we're not actually broken down, but we are driving after about an inch of rain yesterday, maybe half inch or so. We were driving to the lake and we pulled in, and they were like actually taking the blacktop off this road, grading it down, and it's straight mud. And I destroyed my boat and truck yesterday. But it was thankful because we had the cover on. I'm thankful we had the cover on. We had all those things. But so we just got done with about 12 minutes of spraying off the gunk from this half-mile long stretch. And I thought I was going around it, and I was wrong. So we're back down the muddy road of Fayette County. All right, so we are not far off. We gotta grab some groceries real quick here, and then head to the house. It's always a tough part of trying to get our houses together, because obviously our wives, just so you guys know, our wives typically end up booking those in our Airbnbs, and so basically what ends up happening is we get there, we hope that we can all fit there and charge. I mean, they all know that they're all, riding and trying to get that stuff together, but it was, you just never know what you got, So we will find out, but we're also very, very close to a lot of good places that like to eat. And first we gotta get some groceries though. So we'll check with you guys here as soon as we head back to the house. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be a little dicey. Hot dang. We officially made it here. The last one to make it here. Last one. Everybody's all excited, ready to roll. Look at DC.
Well, we were the first ones here, but we had to wash our boat twice.
We did have to wash our boat twice. We absolutely did. So, hey, look at Brett over there. Look at this Signature Series mellow yellow. Listen, I've never seen anybody drink mellow yellow in my life. I always go through the grocery store, and I'm always like, who is buying mellow yellow that are still even in business? This guy.
All day, a coffee, a Red Bull, and 1 can of mellow yellow. That's all I had all day.
What's up?
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, man. How you doing? How are you?
Well, hey, new year, new us. It's 2025. Look at Colin. Colin's rolling in.
Colin got shorts on, bro.
Hey, I'm surprised
Look at Colin.
He's out of the woods.
He
He's
just
shaved
came
his tail.
Hey.
He finally got out of a
Look at
tree.
you even got a
got
haircut.
swamp ass from sitting in a tree so much.
What's up, bro? 2-possession game. They get it? Yeah. So. Oh, that's third still. They still got a chance. 100%.
Washington's going to win this game.
No, they're
You
not.
think so?
No, they're not.
Adrian's a big Eagles fan, man. He's a big Eagles fan. Washington, they're 23-34. He's like, I feel like he's like, there's some people that are like really positive and they're like, oh, we're gonna win, we're gonna kill this thing. He doesn't want to. He's been so discouraged these last 2 years. He's gonna say they're gonna lose, so if they win, he's happy. You know what I'm saying? He's not expecting the win. So Santee, you guys don't know this. Santee, I slept in an enclosure about like this. Had a bed out there. We didn't have enough rooms. Called it good. Won the dirt. So we've always a dang inside joke in the house. Whoever takes the master finishes the lowest. So typically, you want to take a little. There's actually multiple masters in this place. So I'm hoping I don't get the bad luck. Bad luck Chuck scenario. Like I'm feeling we're all right. Hoping.
So for sure gonna be the cheese, right? That's what y'all saying.
So you snapped it a couple times right there.
Still thinking.
Why is that freaking sinking so slow?
It doesn't catch on the way out. Yeah. Because you don't have that much room. That hook's not in there that far. I'm gonna add it. Take your time. Yep. Make sure you get lined up right. Square up your body. All right. Lindsay.
Nice, guys.
Poke. Right here.
Oh,
you got it.
Let's go.
He's waiting on this little crawfish.
I mean, on a scale of the 1 to 10, walk-ons,
Atmosphere's up there.
he's awesome as far as that goes. We'll rate him at the end of the night. We'll rate him. All right, guys. We're fixing to close this thing out. We gotta watch the Bills.
Hey, you got a new gadget for this year, man.
I'm trying to learn this thing.
That's a nice camera.
It's got like this gimbal. Like it's got this like little like this.
Those things are dope.
Look at DC over there.
Those
What
things
you
are
looking
cool.
at, DC?
Hey, we already know what he's doing.
No, I thought we
He's
were
going down a rabbit hole.
Sorry, I'll be there at 4. Yeah, we gotta go there at 4.
All right, so this is the deal. Practice starts in the morning. We got an early morning, and we got a lot of fish to catch. We got some work to do. Haven't been to Conroe for quite some time. Last time I went down the rabbit hole trying to catch a bass on a buzzbait out here. Will not go down that rabbit hole again. Listen, water was like 51. I had like 7 bites in practice on a buzzbait and biggins. And yeah, I tried to make that happen.
We got warm rain.
On a north wind, like cold. Anyway, so long story short, we will not be doing that again. But we got some work to do. All right, real quick
Be
here.
one on a buzzbait.
It probably will.
I'll defend who's gonna win this crap on a buzzbait. What?
Now, this is the thing. It's like, look, at the end of the day, this is the first tournament. It will be 1 period scope, 2 periods without it. So we're going to be hoping a little bit for 2 periods and scoping for 1. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to it. You guys got to see a little bit of the backs, like a little bit more of the travel vlog. We went to Academy. Obviously, got to go to one of my favorite places that sort of got me started here in Texas. And then, yeah, so you guys see a little bit of the backstory of it all. We got down here, and now it's time to go find these bass. So we'll see you all in the morning. Appreciate you all watching. See you on the next one.